On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Pour so heavy into Malcolm X at the time that he did.
Because he wasn't able to fulfill his natural purpose. So in jail, he searched for purposes. And that's why they also would try to define it. That's why people become religious when they go to jail. They searching for some type of purpose because they can't feel their natural purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's why they'll do crazy shit like get their face tattooed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like because they understand it's really nothing. They understand that they really have no purpose. That's why they can quickly take a nigga life in jail. That's why it's so chaotic. That's why it's so violent. That's what society will look like if women were to disappear. It will look like jails. Niggas would have no reason to live for. Now I'm gonna just go and shake JR just for the shit of it. Right before I jump off the building, I'm gonna take him with me. So look, hey, that's the chaotic mentality because there's no way to fulfill their purpose.
And you can't put it in a box by defining it by one or two words, but there is a clear difference between love, being in love, and lust. And that's the difference between all of them.
But you said it right, but you said it. All roads lead to what though, Anton? The purpose. You have love for certain things because of the purpose it serves. We sit here, we can talk all in circles, but it's all about purpose. You love your car. Why do you love your car? Because it serves its purpose. Once it stops serving its purpose, would you love your Porsche?
No, but I don't. But see, that's the thing. I don't think that we love our car. I think we apply that so loosely that it's not. We kind of devalue the word. You know what I'm saying? Like just kind of like friendship. Like people just use it so loosely. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's my friend over there." No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? That's just the person that you're cool with and making you feel good at the time. And if they said something negative to you, you wouldn't even consider them your friend tomorrow. That's not a friend.
Yeah, but when you look at life in general, when something is serving its purpose, that's when you have the more affection for it. It's serving its purpose. Everything we do in life that serves its purpose, we have love for it. We fall out of love things when either it stops serving their purpose. That's what
that's the conflation, right? I think that's the difference between being in love and loving and love. I think that's a difference. I think that we think a lot of times that we love when we really just in love with something, which is why it's so easy for us to fall out of it when it's no longer in our grasp or it's no longer something that we desire anymore.
Okay. All right. All roads lead back to purpose.
And Siobhan still ain't said nothing, but it's all right.
Wait, so Siobhan, what is love now? What is love now, Siobhan?
Everything y'all said.
Safe. All right, so I can fuck with that. I can fuck with that.
If you listen to men consistently, you will hear them talk about love as action. They will talk about love as duty, and to your point, logic, purpose, yes, but it has nothing to do with feeling or emotion. Absolutely nothing to do with feeling or emotion.
Yes, it's all about function. Which
love is why my granddad got up out that bed at 4:30 in the morning, worked till 4:30 in the afternoon, came home, sat in that chair, watched the Cubs game, and then took my grandma to work at 9 at night.
Mm-hmm. Because you have purpose. That's why I keep saying this though. I say this. Right. If you want to see the purpose of women, take them away and watch Mr. Logic go to the Empire State Building and jump off that bitch face first. Have no purpose in life. What purpose do I have to be here? I know my purpose is included within women. So it's not like I'm degrading them. But the thing is in order for me to fulfill my purpose in life, I must build for women. But what's next after building? Who am I building for? I need women to actually accomplish that next part. So I can build a massive, me and 100 men can build a massive city. And if we don't have the women to actually populate that city, what are we doing it for? Like, are you saying life?
So let me ask you a question, Mr.
A
Logic.
sausage fest.
No. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Logic. Why don't everybody that's in jail off themselves?
Because they got men that like men.
But they don't off themselves because they still and then look, don't even get
No, think about it. Guys that got life in prison,
yes.
they function and they live it up. Is guys that
No, they don't live it up.
no. According to the circumstances that they have, they will run it. They will have gangs. They will be the leader. They be volunteering. They be doing all kind of seminars.
Bending over.
All of that, right?
But jail
They
shows
make do.
you,
They make do with their environment. The men.
But
what it
the
shows
caveat is that they don't have any women.
No,
So
but
they
what it
make do
shows
with
you,
the men being women.
what
That
it
is just
jail
all-
is
that's
a
just-
representation. Jail is a representation
You gotta
of
raise
how
your hand.
society would be without women.
Oh,
It
go
would
ahead,
be
Sarah.
That's just
chaotic.
that's just called resilience. That's what they're doing, just
No,
adapting
girl,
to
they
their.
getting bent over.
They're
Don't do
just adapting to what their environment. They have no option.
Yep.
But my
if
point
I'm
is that
thinking-
they didn't lose their sense of purpose just because they didn't
they
have
have
women
no
around.
purpose in their life.
They
you know,
do.
But they
That's
had,
why
they do. They create a sense of purpose. Some of their
No,
purpose,
they don't.
some of their
with
purpose.
their
I'll give you an
environment. That's
example.
resilience.
I'll give you an
That's
example. Some of their purpose is to, a lot of them study and then they become really, really knowledgeable according to whatever religion it is that they get into. And then they preach to other guys that may or may not be getting out later in order to, be able to give them, even if you watch Malcolm X, right? The guy that changed Malcolm X's life wasn't a guy, you know what I'm saying? Malcolm X was getting out before him. He poured into Malcolm, which we can talk about what happened to him later, but he poured into him and he had a sense of purpose, even though he was caged in and he had he didn't have anything going for himself. And all he could have just sat there and did his time. But why did he then pour so heavy into Malcolm X at the time that he did?
Because he wasn't able to fulfill his natural purpose. So in jail, he searched for purposes. And that's why they also would try to define it. That's why people become religious when they go to jail. They searching for some type of purpose because they can't feel their natural purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's why they do crazy shit like get their face tattooed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like because they understand it's really nothing. They understand that they really have no purpose. That's why they can quickly take a nigga life in jail. That's why it's so chaotic. That's why it's so violent. That's what society will look like if women were to disappear. It will look like jails. Niggas would have no reason to live for. Now I'm gonna just go and shake JR just for the shit of it. Right before I jump off the building, I'm gonna take him with me. So look, that's the chaotic mentality because they have there's no way to fulfill their purpose.